Yo, from Yosemite. This is Sandcast Beach Volleyball with Tri Bourne and Travis Mwerder. We have a bit of a surprise episode, so I'm an idiot, and we recorded an episode with Carissa Cook and Jace Pardon, and I broke the audio to it. So we're going to re-air our episode with Melissa Humana-Paredes and Sarah Pavan, who just won the World Championships in Hamburg, Germany. So congrats to them. So it was timely enough anyway, so it worked out as it usually does when I mess up, thank goodness, which is quite often. So enjoy this re-airing of our episode from about a year ago with Melissa and Sarah, and follow along with them in Stade, along with all of our other Americans at the Stade Major. So enjoy this episode from last June with Melissa Humana-Paredes and Sarah Pavan.
Hello, you're listening to Sandcast, Beach Volleyball with Tri Bourne and Travis Mwerder, presented to you by volleyballmag.com. Today we have one of the top teams in the world, the top Canadian ladies team, Melissa Humana-Paredes.
You nailed it.
Thank you. And Sarah Pavan. Is it Pavan or Pavan?
Pavan.
Oh, I got the hard one. Yeah, I got the hard one. I rolled my R. Sarah Pavan.
Pavan.
Oh my God. I should redo the whole.
That's glorious. No, you leave that in.
Damn it.
I mean,
Sarah Pavan.
It's okay. Everybody struggles with both of our
My
names.
name's Tri, so.
Yeah.
Travis.
Tried, yeah.
Travis is late today, by the way, so that intro is his fault.
Yeah, he's on timeout, yeah.
But anyway, we have the top team in the world, although what's been going on lately, ladies? We've been playing in, 4 events this year?
4 in the Commonwealth so far, yeah.
4 FIVBs and the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
And we started off in Fort Lauderdale. We saw you guys there. Had a pretty good showing.
Not a bad start, but definitely not what we
Wanted or expected.
Yeah.
Now, coming into the year, you were number 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so it's hard to, you can only either stay at the top or go down from there. So what was that finish in Fort Lauderdale?
Finished 5th.
Yeah.
We lost to
Fifth.
Summer and Brooke in pretty thrilling quarters. But yeah, it kind of escaped us a little bit.
I can tell you guys are like cringing about it.
Still, yeah, to this day, we still haven't forgotten.
That's a good thing. Most teams are like out here like, yeah, we got a 5th, a top 5 finish, and one of the hardest events in the world, and that's a good thing for most teams. For you guys, you're like cringing, like, yeah, oh my God, we got a 5th. So bad.
Which we don't want to like people to think like, oh, 5th, terrible. Like it is by all intents and purposes like a good finish,
Right.
but like our goal is to be in the semifinals or on the podium like every tournament, because that means that we are playing well.
Right.
So yeah,
It's
5th
good.
is not bad, but we have like pretty high expectations.
Very high standards, and you guys set that standard pretty early on in your partnership, right? This is only your 2nd season together,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you guys got to the top of the world in only 1 season together.
Yeah. That was kind of, I mean, for myself, it was a huge learning curve.
Right.
And it was just all so fast and so quick, but it was all pretty amazing, to just come into this new partnership and gel so well and, kind of establish ourselves on tour and raise our level, so fast and just have that chemistry so quickly. I think it really surprised me.
Definitely.
And I think most people as well. So that was really, really great experience for sure. And we're still building off of that too.
And you were recognized for having a really steep learning curve because you got the FIVB Most Improved Player last year, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive because back in 2014 you got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I think I got it that year too.
Did we?
Shared it.
Twinsy.
I think so. Was it 14? Yeah, maybe. Or 13. I don't know. Anyway, I got to get my stats right. Usually
Yeah.
Travis has my back on those stats.
Travis was just dropping the ball today.
Yeah, I'm the color guy. He's my
Yeah.
play-by-play. But Sarah, you got best blocker in 2017 as well. So how was that?
And 2016, she was back to back.
And 2016 or 15?
15.
Right, 15.
Sorry, and
Skipped
my
a year.
stats are wrong too.
Yeah, our stats are all over the place here, people. We're all falling apart without Travis. But how was 2017 for you? Yeah, I mean, you brought your partner. First of all, you went to the Olympics in 2016, switched partners, and then brought a young and up-and-coming, one of them, or the most improved player. You brought her up and went to the top of the world.
Yeah, as Mel said, it was like super exciting. We knew that we had like a really strong potential together. And that like with time, we could definitely be in contention to be one of the top teams. But yeah, it happened much quicker than either of us expected, which I think is so amazing.
Right.
It was exciting. It was nice to see consistency.
Right.
It was nice to see the grit and like the fire and like not being satisfied with like just making one semifinal or just like making one podium or whatever. Like we kind of became addicted and wanted it to happen all the time. And, you know, even though we are in the second year and, you know, every team is elevating their level, we've still been able to hold on to that spot. And, you know, we still have so many things that we want to get better at and that we're working on. And we know that we can still get so much better. So we're excited about that. And so we're just kind of trying to like, the first year was about laying the foundation. Now we're just kind of trying to find our identity as a team and like see, you know, how this is going to come together and look for the long run.
Right. How does it feel that you guys did that in the first year of the quad versus, you know, obviously I'm guessing everyone's goals are Olympics. And how does it feel to kind of have such a good year the first year in the quad when, you know, you want to peak in the Olympics? In my mind, I'm like, that's great because then you can set the bar for yourself really high. You can kind of have time to go through those highs and lows. Yeah. But if you like have a great year the year before the Olympics and it's like, wow, we got to maintain this for 2 years straight, which the best teams in the world do. I'm sure you guys would think you're capable of. But how does that kind of resonate in your mind?
I think for us, I mean, when we started together, that wasn't really kind of in our mind. We were just, you know, playing, and we were just out there and trying to figure it out and see what works best for us and our best methods of communication and what we wanted to establish. Like Sarah really took a chance on me when she asked me to play with her, you know, I think she did. And I'm so grateful for that. But, you know, I had to switch roles. I had to switch sides. And so we both didn't really know how I was going to respond to this. It was kind of my first time playing at such a high level and playing with someone who was so experienced and so professional. So I think we were just kind of figuring it all out. And the fact that we were so successful with it, still learning so much, I think was really, comforting for us and exciting for us because we have so much more that we need to improve on and that we can improve on. And I think our potential is like, it seems limitless right now. And even though we did kind of reach the top of the world in rankings, we do not feel like that. I think we feel like we have so much more we can improve on. Like we have a very high ceiling, and we're not really close to it yet, which is, again, really exciting because if we can be here and be top of the world and play the way that we are now, knowing that we're not there yet, and we still have a few years to, you know, get there and I guess peak for what we want to peak for. I think that's extremely exciting. But yeah, I think we're going through different learning curves and different phases, and it's all just really exciting. So I think we're just looking forward to what else we can come up with.
Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling to reach a really high level, but not feel like you've given it your all yet. Not that you're not trying your hardest, but like you're like, wow, I have so much more room to grow. Yeah. And I've already kind of gotten to the level that I want to be playing at and winning at. So yeah, excited is a good word for that one for sure. I kind of feel like I got to that level, working on getting past it right now, but I think you guys been looking good out there. Now we talked about 2018, how it's going so far earlier, and you guys kind of were cringing. So tell us about the first few events of this year, how they went to your standards, and then how's it going so far?
So as we mentioned, we finished 5th at Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't completely satisfied with that.
Right.
But we definitely had some good takeaways and some good lessons that we learned. We then moved into Commonwealth Games and then Xiamen 4-star, and we won both of those. Moving into Huntington, we came 4th.
That
which
stung.
again,
Wow.
4th is the worst.
It's the worst.
It is.
Because it's like you make it there, like
Yeah.
to the last day, and
Yeah.
then you come away with nothing.
2 shots at a medal.
Making it to Sunday is such a great feeling, but then losing out both opportunities on Sunday is the worst. It's almost like you would rather finish
Devastating.
on Saturday.
Yeah,
But-
it's like what's worse, 4th or 5th?
I honestly don't even.
Terrible.
I mean, in
The
terms of like,
paycheck's a little better, but
yeah, the
that's about
paycheck
it.
and points.
mentally
Yeah.
Mentally,
Emotionally?
for sure, a 5th.
Wow, 4th just takes it out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we moved over to Brazil and finished 9th. So we're having some ebbs and flows this year, a little bit of ups and downs, which honestly I think in the second year of a partnership is like normal and expected. We are having moments where we're playing great and amazing, and then we're having moments where we finish the game and we're like, what the heck just happened? What were we doing?
Right.
But again, I'm obviously not happy because we want to win every time. I mean, all of us do. But I'm glad that it's happening now. So we do have time to work out those kinks and have those hard conversations and, look at ourselves and like what we're doing individually, etc. Because we're always learning and we're always looking at the opportunities in front of us. And so, yeah, it's been a little up and down right now, but we're hoping that heading into this next phase of the season that we start to get our footing under us again and, make some big strides, because I know both of us have been working really hard individually to take the next steps.
It's also been really interesting seeing how other teams come into games against us. Like they have absolutely nothing to lose is what it seems like. And like, it's, we can do no wrong sometimes, or we can't afford the errors sometimes.
Right.
And these teams are just, they're playing their best level, and we can't, not that we ever would, but we can't let up.
Right.
That's kind of what, it's a totally interesting feeling. And I think it's new for us, and which is exciting. But teams are bringing their A game, so we've got to respond, and it's fun, and it keeps us interested. It keeps us on our toes, and it makes the game exciting. So I think it's just, again, like, it's all new, it's all learning, and it's all exciting stuff. And I think, like Sarah said, we still have, the rest of the season. It feels like we've been playing for so long because our season
But we
started
barely
so
played
early.
any tournaments, but
Yeah.
it feels like so many.
When you look at the schedule, it's like you
It's
guys
stacked
kind of have the
now.
meat of the season still to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what is next on the schedule for you guys?
We're going to Poland on Sunday. There's the Czech Republic that's happening right now.
We don't talk about that.
We might get into it later. Maybe we'll wait for Travis to bring it up.
yeah.
We
all
dropped
right.
out of Czech to play another tournament that we're not
But
playing.
Didn't plan it. Got it.
We're not allowed to.
You're not. Let's just
Dig
let's
into that right away.
Let's just talk about it.
Oh,
a
we're
little
gonna
bit.
talk about it. Okay,
I mean,
we're
we don't
gonna-
have to.
No,
it's up to you
totally.
guys.
No.
But now the listeners are sitting there in the car, like.
They're on the edge of their seats. Oh.
So here's what I've been hearing is that the AVP made FIVB. I actually don't know the facts here, so I'm glad you guys are here. FIVB and AVP have been talking. Their FIVB is not going to allow, or they're changing the rules for AVP having international players, and it's complicated from there. So I'm going to let you take it.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
So, not the story.
I just want to preface this. Sarah
Okay.
has done a ton
I shouldn't have
of
even
work.
said anything.
No, it's good that, because I don't
Okay,
think many
good.
people know, and I think maybe
No.
everyone's under that same impression. But Sarah's done a ton of work the last month, the last few weeks, fighting on behalf of foreign players and just learning about all this. So
Thanks,
huge kudos to her, because it's been just a nightmare for her, and it's been super stressful. But she's been fighting for us all. So I'll let you clarify.
Perfect. This is the person you want to be listening to, everybody.
Oh dear.
And Travis might have extra knowledge for us when we get him on the podcast.
So basically, historically, to be able to play on the AVP, you have to have a green card or be a U.S. citizen. So because Melissa and I spend most of our time in California, we both went through the process to get green cards. So we're like legal U.S. residents now.
Which is not cheap.
Oh,
That's a process.
jeez.
So yeah, we're both U.S. Permanent residents, and I thought all was good in the hood, but turns out USAV decided to pass this new regulation that they didn't really tell anybody about.
So it's not from FIVB?
Not at all.
Whoa.
It's from USAV.
Mind blown.
And they have decided that if any domestic tour has a foreign player in it,
Right.
that tour has to pay USAV $5,000 per event.
Per player?
Per event,
per event,
but only
okay.
8 foreign players total can play.
Wow. Okay.
So for foreign players to play every AVP tournament, that would be like $40,000,
Oh, Lord.
$5,000 per tournament.
Right.
So, yeah. So as a
Interesting.
foreign player, if you represent
And
a
the
foreign
players
country,
are supposed to pay this?
No,
or the
the
AVP is supposed
tour.
to pay USA Volleyball.
the AVP would have had to pay USA Volleyball.
So AVP had the choice.
Yeah. What also has to happen is, in order for a foreign player to play in a domestic tour that's not run by their federation, they have to get permission from their own federation, from the federation of the domestic tour, and from the FIVB. And FIVB cannot sign off on it unless they get the signatures or the AOK from the other two federations.
Right.
So we could potentially still play in a tournament without getting the AOK from USAV, because our federation is absolutely okay with it. And but if we don't, FIVB can't sign on it, we could get sanctioned in the form of a fine or in the form of suspension. They wouldn't let us play, which could affect our Olympic qualification. So it's just not a risk that we're willing to take.
Yeah, we don't want
It's
to
not
risk
worth
it.
it, obviously.
Dang.
So it sucks. I mean, we understand why the AVP doesn't want to play. Like, this has never been a rule before, and I think everybody agrees it's kind of shady for USAV to make up some arbitrary
Especially
number
at this point.
a really high number,
Right.
and basically extort the national tours for just a ton of money. So yeah, Mel and I've talked about it, and if we were in the AVP's position, like, we'd find it hard to reason paying that much money too.
Right.
But it's something that we wanted to do. We are U.S. residents, so like, we want to be able to earn money, and so it's really disappointing. We're not sure why USAV has decided to take this stance right now. So we're just gonna, play it safe and not risk it, and hopefully things will get sorted out in the future, because we love the AVP events, and we love the vibe, and
the AVP too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we grew up watching it, so we'd love to be able to play.
I think moving out here and not being able to really earn an income kind of takes away a lot.
Totally.
And one of the reasons why I did get my green card was that I could play with Sarah in AVP tournaments. And it's a little devastating to have that kind of opportunity taken away, which is unfortunate. And it is unfortunate because a lot of other domestic tours are typically run by their national federation, so they don't kind of have this problem. And they do want and encourage foreign players to play on their tour.
Right.
And, we were so looking forward to playing on the AVP, but USAV just had some other plans, unfortunately. But
were you guys in touch, or was anyone really in touch with USA Volleyball?
I was sending emails and stuff trying to get the form signed, just so that we wouldn't have any problems. So I was like in this triangle with like FIVB, my federation, USAV, with like me just kind of spinning around in the middle.
Oh, no.
So yeah.
Well, that's kind of a bummer. I was excited to see you guys play on the AVP. You got to play in one event, but you were flying.
In our last.
Weren't you flying straight from another event to get there, or?
Well, I wish that was the situation.
It would have been way better if that
No, that wasn't. Okay.
The FIVB actually ended up calling me like 12 hours before the event started. We were in the qualifier. And at that point, we'd already missed flights.
We had already booked flights.
We booked the flight, missed it because we weren't allowed. Moved it back, missed it because we weren't allowed. And then we got the word like 12 hours before, like, oh, you can play.
What?
This was Wednesday evening.
Night.
We got the AOK, and we had to play Thursday morning.
So we woke up by like 3 and then jumped on a plane at 6.
Landed around
8.
From Canada to New York.
Yeah.
You flew to the qualifier last second.
We rolled into Manhattan at like 9.
Yeah. And then
slept for half an hour.
I didn't get to sleep. Sarah got a little nap in. I got some oatmeal, I think. And then
and then we ran to the court to play.
We were playing.
There's the explanation.
It was not ideal.
We all looked at the bracket like, oh, wait, what?
Well, I mean, we're not going to make excuses because like it is on us. We should have won that.
Yeah, we take full responsibility for not qualifying.
I mean, considering the circumstances and the situation, we weren't in our peak form and our top shape.
And we actually contemplated not going.
Yeah, we did.
Like, we're like, this is such short notice. Like, how are we going to make this happen? Like, is it worth going still? And then it was like, well, we fought so hard to be able to get the chance. If we don't show up, then it looks bad on us.
We wanted to take that opportunity. But it was also, like, those qualifiers are deadly. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, they are.
They are crazy.
I think we warmed up once for the whole day.
Honestly, and we had 3 games within a span of, I think, 3 or 4 hours, which I haven't done since, like, youth events, where I was totally fine and limber and could do it no problem.
Yeah, and especially when you're used to doing well in the FIVB, you never play more than 2 matches a day.
But even if you do, you have, like, a solid
6 hours
in between.
Right.
And it's such a cute doggy.
My dog's barking in the background.
So it was definitely, it was a challenge, both physically and mentally. I think by our 3rd game, also this new freeze rule caught me off guard.
I was not expecting
Sarah
that.
had experienced that in the past, but
I've had bad experiences with that in the past.
Now
Nightmares.
I do too, but wow, that changes the game, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think definite game changer.
Yeah, so have you guys ever played with the freeze rule before playing on the AVP tour?
Definitely not. I've seen it. I've been on the sidelines. I've been a bystander to the freeze rule, and even then, I did not appreciate it. I've seen it hurt some teams real bad.
Usually me.
It's mostly
it destroys me. I think I've been up 14-10 in the 3rd so many. Well, I can't say so many times. I've played like 2 events.
I think you're 0 for 3 on the freeze rule.
Yeah, not great.
Is that what happened in the quali, the last match?
We were up 2018.
We won technically. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
no.
that was real.
We won the first set.
I totally know that feeling. You're
We're
like,
up 2018.
I scored.
Yeah, you side out for the win, and then
Yep.
They get you on that.
Not great.
Just kidding, you don't have the win yet. So then we lost that one. We struggled a little bit, and then we were pretty exhausted at that point. I experienced my first. I think we both experienced cramping.
I think it was that powder, the electrolytes.
We were taking some stuff. Just
something you've never tried to play on before?
I know that was a rookie move by me. I've never taken that before, and I probably won't again.
Oh, really? Yeah. I thought you did, and I trusted you.
Sorry.
See, people, this is how sensitive professional athletes are. You're like so used to being in like feeling a certain way.
Yeah. It's like nothing like shady.
Nothing
it was
illegal.
literally just like electrolytes.
It was an electrolyte, but it had creatine in it or something, which apparently makes cramp. I took it like 3 times within a span of 3 hours. I don't think that was good.
You just thought it was straight electrolyte.
I thought it was straight electrolyte, so and it was like lemony, and it tasted nice and sweet. So I was just like chugging it.
Yeah.
I don't think I should. I just needed something. I needed some sort of sugar, just to keep me alive.
Plus, New York will take it out of you because you're like walking and taking the subway, and I don't know if you guys were, but I usually walk a lot.
Flying there.
Flying.
Well, yeah.
That'll dehydrate.
That was dehydrating. Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Okay, we're not trying to make it like
No.
we are
It was-
honestly we take full responsibility
Yeah.
for how we played,
Yeah.
and I mean.
It's funny to look back on, though.
It is.
I mean, maybe it'll
Quite
be
an
funny
experience.
eventually. I'm still like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's funny.
Sorry, it's funny for me.
Maybe in like 7 years or something, I'll be okay. But no, it's fine.
7 years.
It
Yeah.
shows how competitive you are.
Oh, thanks.
Totally. No, it was definitely not our finest, which was really unfortunate that was, at least our first experience of the team together on the AVP and my first experience of an AVP. It was an unreal event. Like
Right.
New York City, you can see, you're on Pier 25, you can see the World Peace.
I forget what the new... Freedom Tower.
Freedom Tower.
Freedom
Yeah.
Tower.
Yeah, you can see Freedom Tower in the background.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And you just wanted to be able to stay there and soak it all in and get the whole AVP experience. So we were bummed that we couldn't do that.
Now, before that, you guys played in Commonwealth Games, which
Yeah.
is interesting. You guys were telling me a little bit earlier. What exactly is the Commonwealth Games? I'm a little jealous. It sounds awesome.
You should be, because it was pretty incredible.
It was fun.
The Commonwealth basically are nations that are ruled under the Queen.
Former or current colonies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Australia, New Zealand, Canada, England are kind of the big ones. And India, totally. That's a big one.
That's pretty big.
Very big one.
Very big
Yeah.
one. Lots of African countries, island countries.
That's so interesting.
So a lot of them I've never even heard of.
We had to look up a couple,
Yeah, we have to
actually.
Google that for sure.
And it's like a mini Olympics, right?
It totally is. Yeah.
Honestly, I will say it. The food at the Athletes Village at Commonwealth was way better than the Olympic
Really?
food.
It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Amazing.
It was incredible, and the village itself was nice. I've had a couple other multi-sport games experiences, Pan Am's,
Right.
and this village was unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
There was like free ice cream 24/7.
Puppies.
They brought in
Puppies?
puppies, like therapy puppies,
No
to
way.
release
Cuddle,
some stress
yeah.
and cuddle, and yeah, totally. What else did they have? They had
The dancers.
the dance,
Live music.
They had live music every night, and then they had this Australian barbecue, and we tried some.
Crocodile.
We tried crocodile sausages, kangaroo sausages,
Emu.
It was just, we tried a lot of new things there.
Yeah.
They had a games room. They had an optometrist.
Dentist.
They had a dentist. Yeah. They had a beautiful swimming pool.
It was insane.
Do they have that at the Olympics, like the dentist and?
I don't know.
I didn't stay
First of all,
full
why did
time.
they have that? Like
Right?
everyone didn't take care of the dental work
Well, it's
before.
not, okay, they're not giving you like cleaning.
Mel tried.
I did try and sneak that in there.
It's like if something happens?
mouth guards and
Oh, I
like if
see,
you play
got
with
it.
mouth, but yeah, like accidental, like if you like chip a tooth, they'll probably take care of that.
It is wild. Like I don't think people understand how big these multi-sport games are.
was-
Like I went to
yeah.
Pan Am Games for indoors. I went to WUGS for beach.
Yeah, I went
Actually,
there.
I went to WUGS twice for beach.
Yeah.
And it's like, I haven't been to the Olympics. But as far as I know, it's the exact same thing. Like this is entire giant cities giant structures and buildings being built for this specific 3-week event, just
was
like the
incredible.
Olympics.
Yeah.
It was
Commonwealth
huge.
is like the second biggest multi-sport games in the world. I think
Oh,
there are like
really?
Yeah.
6,500 athletes, and
it's
in the
bigger than
Olympics it's
Pan
like
Am's.
10,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's mostly from India.
71 nations and territories are at Commonwealth.
It was,
See, I gotta
yeah,
study
it's
up my
impressive.
history of all the places the Queen rules.
Like the whole world. I think it's like a 2.5 billion world
Wow.
population is in the Commonwealth.
It's
Okay.
incredible. We were kind of disappointed because the Queen did not come, neither did Meghan Markle or
Prince Charles was there.
Prince Charles was there.
And what's his wife's name?
Camilla.
Camilla.
Camilla was there. They're not our favorites. But
We wanted Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Yeah, we
but-
really wanted Meghan.
Are they the ones that just got married?
They're the
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
So they're a hot topic right now.
Hot topic. Yes, we love Meghan. Big fans of Suits. But yeah, it was impressive. And you know who else was there? Chris Hemsworth,
Did not come to beach volleyball.
who did not come to beach volleyball.
Is that Thor?
Yes, Thor was there.
Oh, no way.
Thor
And
was
he didn't
there.
show up for beach volleyball?
He did not show up for beach
I heard he's
volleyball.
a surfer too.
Yeah. We were disappointed. We
Dude.
tweeted him a couple times.
Didn't even
Radioactive
respond.
silence. Yeah. Also,
I hope he's
Usain Bolt
listening.
was there.
Yeah.
He was there
Jamaica
watching.
is Commonwealth
It is.
country?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. No, it was a fun time. And it was great. And the Australians love beach volleyball. Like they appreciate it, and they're such respectful fans. And we played Australia in the finals, and they had every right to cheer against us, but I think they were cheering for good volleyball, which was really nice.
We're expecting some heckling, but
Yeah, they were respectful. And even after we won, which was a great game, they were like so appreciative, and they recognized us in the streets, and they would come up to us and say what a great game we had and how some of them were rooting for us.
I thought you were going to say like how we walked into their like Volleyball Australia
yeah.
Federation party by
was
accident.
awkward.
That was weird.
That was awkward.
But they were very nice.
They were nice, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I'm kind of jealous.
You
I mean,
should be.
especially like being an aspiring Olympian for me, and Melissa, you're an aspiring
totally.
Olympian. It seems like you got like almost that full-on Olympic experience, and Sarah will be able to kind of say more about that. But I mean, do you think it's huge being able to play in that with your partner that you're trying to make a run for the Olympics with?
We actually had several conversations about it while we were there. And, you know, the Olympics is just such a different feel and a different vibe because, you know, you'll play once every 2 days maybe. And it's just like the amount of downtime that you have and like trying to fit in trainings and like playing at 10 p.m. and all of that. It's like such a difference from what we're used to.
And distractions.
And there's so many distractions. So Mel and I were talking like we're really, really happy that our first multi-sport games was the Commonwealth. So that if and when we do go to the Olympics, then it's like not such a shock to our systems.
That's awesome.
We kind of already had that under our belt. We had that experience. So
I was
we
actually
know how to
thinking
handle
about
it.
that. I was like, if the Pan Ams comes up and it's another opportunity, because for the U.S., like I think we sent like guys that weren't even ranked in the top 10 last time.
Yeah.
I think. But I've been to the Pan Ams before, and that's a great like Olympic style experience. And I was thinking it'd be a great opportunity to go play in that, even though there's a lot of time away during season, I believe. But yeah, I think that's a super valuable experience you guys got.
Yeah.
And now, while we were talking about that, our boy, good old Travis Money Mwerder, walked in. He's been in some important meetings, getting the down low for us on all kinds of info. I don't know what he can tell us, but welcome back, Travis.
Now we're going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Wilson Volleyball. The AVP season is back, hallelujah, which means guess what? We are back to playing with Wilson Volleyballs again, and the college girls plays with Wilson, and the CBVA plays with Wilson, the AVP plays with Wilson. There is a reason that all of the pros and those about to become pros play with Wilsons. All right, it is the best ball in the game. It is the one the pros use, and the one that you should use as well. And the good news is that you can get 20% off by using our discount code WilsonSand. All right, and I'll say that one more time. You can get 20% off by using our discount code WilsonSand for 20% off of the best balls in the game. This podcast is also brought to you by Firefly Recovery. Listen, we're all athletes here for the most part, which means that we are all aching in some way or other or sore somewhere. All right, and a lot of times this is our knees, which is where Firefly Recovery comes into play, which is why I love them so much. So if you're one of those weird people who go to work every day, like I do, you can strap this onto your knee while you're sitting at your desk, and it helps you recover by moving the blood around in the region. I'm not a scientist. I don't know exactly how it works. You can go to fireflyrecovery.com. They have all sorts of testimonials and information out there. But what I just want to say is that it works. Like if you're traveling on a plane to an FIVB or a NORCECA or to AVP Austin or to AVP New York or Seattle or wherever it may be, use Firefly Recovery on the plane. It'll help you recover while you're sitting there on your plane ride talking to people that you probably don't want to be talking to anyway. So use Firefly Recovery to be the best athlete that you can be. We would like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, Pacific Coast Wealth Management, or PCWM, if that's easier for you. If your financial plan goes beyond making it into the main draw of an AVP volleyball tournament, check out their online planning tool at PacificCoastWealthManagement.com. When you're there, Click on build your financial plan here link and work with a licensed fiduciary advisor who can discuss 401k, IRA, life insurance, estate plans, tax strategy, Social Security, investments, or good old stock tips, also known as everything that beach volleyball players do not specialize in. You could use the help. Trust me, I know. Hit up Pacific Coast Wealth Management today. Business owners who need to offer benefits, retirement, or pension plans for their employees, partners, or themselves. Or 529 college savings or Roth IRA for your kids. Did you know you can gift $15,000 per year to your kid? Start with your favorite volleyball player by connecting with us at Pacific Coast Wealth Management Instagram or www.pacificcoastwealthmanagement.com or give them a call. 949-637-7052. Again, their phone number is 949-637-7052. Or we all know that beach volleyball, you're on Instagram. Hit them up at Pacific Coast Wealth Management on Insta. Hit them in your DMs, whatever it may be. Get in touch. We all know we need a little financial help in beach volleyball. These are your guys. All right. Well, I've shown up fashionably late. Sorry, you guys are the first podcast that I've been late to, so I apologize for that.
Very lucky.
Great.
But yeah, I was in a meeting with the AVP to talk about just the international players not being allowed for Seattle, and of course it's a much more complicated issue than it seems, as I'm sure you guys know and probably already talked about.
Well, that's pretty much the only reason they're here right now.
Yeah, so the meeting went a little bit longer than I expected it to, because I thought it was kind of a cut and dry thing. And
Definitely not cut and dry.
definitely not cut and dry.
No,
So-
not black and white.
We got Sarah's perspective on it already, or both of their perspectives on it already, but basically they would be in the Czech Republic right now if they hadn't signed up for AVP Seattle, but instead, even better,
Now you get to hang out with us.
they're on the Sandcast.
Sweet. So everybody wins then.
Yeah.
You guys get to stay
Exactly.
home for a little bit, and we get you on the podcast. So
Exactly.
And Melissa
Everybody's
gets
happy.
to learn that creatine does the opposite of electrolytes.
Wow.
We just taught her that creatine makes your muscles absorb water, so you tend to cramp more. And you were trying to take electrolytes so you don't
feeding
cramp.
me that like
Oh my
crazy.
Okay, this product was misleading because it said electrolytes, but it also had creatine in it, and it tasted so yummy. So I had like 3 big
Those
scoops
both.
of it within like a span of 3
I guess
hours.
the electrolytes are supposed to counter the
It did not,
creatine.
because in my last game I experienced my very first cramp ever, and I've been super proud that I've never cramped before in a volleyball game. But not that day, not in the
Well,
AVP
I thought that Mel
qualifiers.
had used this product so many times too.
She trusted me. Sorry.
Because like I ate something that was terrible for breakfast, so I like felt like I was gonna barf the whole day, and then like so I couldn't eat anything. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well these electrolytes will probably help
they'll
since
bring
I
me back to
can't
life.
since I can't
Superfoods.
like ingest food. Why don't I take these electrolytes to give me some kind of stamina? No, I took just as
We were
much as her,
both
and my
cramping.
toes were like curling up. It was gross.
it's the worst when like when your toes cramp, because
Oh.
you're like
Yeah.
looking at him, you're like, no, where are you going?
I had
mind
a
you
massive calf cramp, which I've never
Yeah.
experienced. These are painful.
Yeah.
I always
Oh,
thought
yeah.
people were being like kind of babies when they were complaining about cramping in a game. I was like, come on, like just stretch it out, suck it up, let's
Yeah.
go. But then it happened to me, and can't
No.
say
Yeah,
that
it
I didn't
sucks.
deal with it very well.
That's why when LeBron cramped out of the finals, I think they were playing San Antonio. I forget what year it was,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
everybody was calling him a huge baby, and I was like, I've had him. Like you can't walk,
no
you can't do
joke.
anything.
Yeah.
Like, if
Plus
you
the
have, like-
AC went out one game. Wasn't that
Yeah.
the series?
Yeah.
He's just drenched, trying
The big
to carry
conspiracy
his
theory,
team.
whether it's
Look at this
intentional.
wimp. Can't make it through. Yeah, cramps suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
well,
lesson learned.
now we know.
Now we know.
that creatine, electrolytes, 2 different things.
For all you kids out there thinking of taking creatine,
Don't do it.
So, well, now that you guys are not going to check, kind of what's next on the map for you guys?
Yeah, we're here this week training. And then on Sunday, we're heading to Poland. And then we do a kind of a 3-week Euro trip
Okay,
back for a little bit. And then we head over for Vienna,
nice.
the last major series. And then hopefully we qualify for Hamburg, the World Tour Finals, which will be amazing. We love that event. And then that's kind of the end of that little Euro trip, I guess. And then maybe some things in the fall. We have Olympic qualification starts already in September,
crazy,
which
isn't
is
it?
wild. So we have an event in China in October, which is the first one of the Olympic qualification. So we're excited for that one.
Yeah, I'd love to be there with you.
Yeah, come on.
I'm hoping.
Keep trucking. You're working
It's the
hard.
goal.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering actually how many teams would go to that because I mean, the Euros especially, they hate going to China.
I don't
Right?
know. I feel like because it's the first one and the only one from this season, I think it's going to be a full field.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a 3-star and then a 4-star the week after, right? The first or the second and third week of October, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, the 4-star is the second week of
The
October. It's my
4 stars,
birthday,
China.
actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love being in China on my birthday.
Oh yeah. I feel like I've had every birthday except for this one, which is in 2 days.
Oh!
Overseas or on some kind
Yeah.
of trip. And I am going to Seattle on Wednesday on my birthday.
Are
so,
you?
Of course.
There you go.
Oh,
It's
poor
only
Gabby.
fitting.
And we do need to
Yeah.
give. Well, maybe we already gave Gabby a shout out. It's her birthday.
it is
Podcast
Gabby.
Mama's birthday today.
Today?
It's her birthday.
Today.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We didn't say happy birthday.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. My bad.
Drop the ball on that one. I hate when I see
Happy
someone-
birthday, Gabby.
Happy birthday, Gabby. Everyone go check out her...
The
her
Restoration Girl.
Restoration Girl
Yeah.
Instagram account. It's
So
incredible.
amazing.
Oh, she's awesome.
She's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I'm going to
kinda
hit her
blowing
up
my
for
mind.
Sarah's
some
gonna hire
custom
her.
pieces.
Yeah.
I bought a truck because I wanted to like be able to throw my stuff in it, and now she just borrows it like every other day, throwing furniture in. And
That's Gabby's
she's
truck.
building all this. She's got full tool shed and like workspace in the garage, and everyone's like, "Oh, is that your stuff?" I'm like, "No, I don't.
That's my wife's.
I don't own a tool. It's my little 5'5" wife's stuff." But yeah, anyway, if you're in the area, Restoration Girl's got you.
Check
Right.
it out.
Yeah.
With Olympic qualification like semi coming up, have you guys thought about how you're going to pick and choose what events you play? Or is that still, I know that you have a big Euro swing coming up anyway, if maybe that's just too far in the future to project.
I mean, as far as Olympic qualifier goes, I think, in my opinion, it's important to play all of them. I mean, obviously, like, we focus on the 4 and 5 stars, but like, I think it's important to play all of the 4 and 5s, even if they are back to back, because it is such a long qualification process, and you don't always know what the future will hold as far as illness, injury, etc. So I think, locking in your 12 events as soon as possible is very important, and then you can make adjustments and like drop the ones that you need to.
It's nice to be able to be flexible at the end of the qualification
Totally.
period too, right? Where maybe there is a 4 or 5 star, but it's close to the Olympics, and you're like, we already qualified for sure, so we're gonna rest or
Yeah.
all that, rather than doing what I had to do, which is just grind through like
Leave
every
it to the very end.
Grand Slam and Open. At the
Yeah.
time, it was we had to just go play in every single event and
Yeah.
It
kind
was
of grind.
It was crazy to watch in Hamburg, which was the last tournament before Rio, to see teams. It was literally, some games were do or die. Like if they won it, they were going. If they lost, they weren't going to the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Olympics, and that was just insane.
That
It
was our
crazy.
first event.
So emotional.
The event before that, we actually got eliminated from it. So then Hamburg was like just up in the air, and we played like crap. But yeah, I remember that Mexico got
Yes.
got the bid that John and I would have had because we lost out on country quota. So this 17th team got to go in, and Mexico won their bid there, and that was pretty cool to watch. If you guys
Yeah.
saw it, they were
I
just
did.
like,
Yeah. Oh, watching
So
them.
stoked.
Yeah, that was really nice.
and the Germans, I believe, as well.
Yeah, also.
Bockerman flew
Bockerman.
in.
Yeah, that was
Flugen, yeah.
huge.
They had a crazy or a hilarious celebration as always, rolling around in the sand when they won. Yeah, definitely a fun, kind of fun but stressful time in Olympic qualification.
Yeah.
But like you said, you want to kind of get your finishes in early, so that time's not quite as stressful.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
You never know what the future holds either, so
Yeah.
Right,
it's good to lock it in.
totally. And it's a super long time period. Like, you don't know
Yeah.
if maybe there's some young Canadian team that's going to be making a run at that point. Look where you guys were 2 years ago. You were just year and a half ago, you guys were just a new partnership. You had no idea where this was going to go. Now you're a top team in the world.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Yeah. Yeah.
And with I'm so curious as to how do you maintain your level of play when you're on the road for 3 weeks in foreign countries? Because like here you have your routine. I'm assuming you would have like your coaches and training schedule and meals and stuff, and then on the road it's kind of I've never done a 3-week tour. I'm playing a couple different events, so just walk us through the process of just how you maintain it, living at a high level, just like healthy and also playing too.
Yeah, I think that is the challenge, and I think it's more of a challenge for North Americans, to be honest. I think, or just and South Americans as well. A lot of the tournaments we play are in Europe,
Right.
and Europeans are fortunate; they are able to kind of go back and forth and go home. And we our home is on the road. Our home is our suitcase, so we try and stay on routine as much as possible. And if that means bringing a suitcase full of food, which sometimes it is, we do definitely when we go to China for sure. Bring things that you're comfortable with from back home that work for you. Don't take new products the same day that you compete. Once you're on tour, you're in competition mode, and you have a set routine already. When it gets difficult is when we're on the road alone and our coach isn't with us, which actually happens more often than not. And we're just kind of fending for ourselves out there, and warming up on your own on a warm-up court with 10 other teams gets challenging sometimes. But I think we've kind of built and curated a little routine that we know that works for us, and individually and together. And so I think we just try and stick to that. Make sure you get your sleep, and I think we try and just get adjusted on planes. Like before we even get there, we've kind of started preparing to see how we can stay in top shape.
Do you kind of plan out your sleeping schedule, like before you even get on the plane, knowing that you're going to fly at this time, try to sleep on the plane for a certain, I know it never goes according to plan, and then sometimes we land overseas and it's like 6 a.m., but you didn't sleep the night before. You're like, do I take a nap or do I stay up for 8 hours, 9 hours and force myself? Yeah. You'll see a lot of teams walking around the lobby, like just trying not to be in their room and falling asleep, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys kind of plan that out, this sleep schedule beforehand?
Personally, I don't. I just, no matter what, I just try to sleep as much as I can on the plane. And then I just force myself to stay awake until like an acceptable bedtime. Sometimes it's 7 o'clock, but we try to push it till 9.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
So we don't usually nap when we arrive.
No.
Just try to sleep as much as possible when we're traveling, and then fight it out the day we get there.
What about when you're forced to play in less ideal conditions or in less ideal amount of sleep? How does that kind of work for you guys mentally? Because I know a lot of teams have to. Honestly,
we normally don't have to do that.
AVP seemed like the perfect storm, AVP New York. But, I mean, yeah, do you guys ever have to do that? Or do you just plan so you don't have to?
I mean, we always plan to be at an event at least 3 nights before, so that we have adequate sleep and we have adequate time to get adjusted and to acclimatize, so that we can avoid situations
so you guys are smart. Me and Hayden would show up like the day before sometimes. And
are you serious?
Sometimes, yeah. Hayden likes to hang out with his kids, and I just kind of went with the flow.
In a European event. It's sometimes, like a 9-hour time difference.
Yeah, sometimes we do that.
Wow, that's impressive.
Now that I feel like the World Tour has like gotten even deeper, so like you really don't have. I mean, not that you ever did, but you really don't have any easy matches now.
And now with the new the new modified pool play game,
your first match is
pretty crucial.
Yeah. You guys are smart.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I guess the hardest thing we do is we play like the 8 a.m. match, like the first match of the first day.
Right.
So like we like to wake up 3 hours before we play so that we like digest our food. So like the 8 a.m. match, we're waking up at 5. So like, I mean, it's not ideal, but you just don't think about it. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is in the same position. So.
And once you get moving, once you get to the courts, you're in game mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we like to go a couple days before, get prepared, and just kind of stick with routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I could learn something from you guys. I got into New York at 11 p.m. the night before the qualifier.
Oh, did you?
So, not that it's anywhere close to like traveling to Europe, but it would probably help to maybe see the site.
We got to get our boy Travis out of the country. He hasn't left the country yet.
You haven't left the country.
No stamps on the passport yet.
Wow.
Like ever?
Ever.
But you have a passport.
But I do have a passport.
There you go.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
haven't even
start.
driven across to Canada or Mexico?
Nope. Zahn has offered to go to Mexico a few times, but I don't know if I'd be coming back from that trip.
Dude, you live in SoCal. You can just do a quick little
Yeah,
dip just
that's
to get out.
easy.
No, I want to. I thought about going and playing a couple events in New Zealand, but then I just looked at it and it was kind of expensive.
It is expensive.
and-
Very expensive.
Yeah, so I kind of tiptoed out of that one.
Yeah. Wait, so how did how'd the qualification go for you in New York?
Not great.
Not great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It sort of like eased my loss that I saw that like one of the best teams on the planet also lost in the qualifier. I was like, okay, a better team than me also
I'm glad we
lost.
could comfort you. If our loss can help others,
Sorry to bring that up,
beneficial.
but yeah, could have
yeah.
gone better.
For both of us. Yeah.
This Sandcast crew
Yeah.
really struggled in New York.
But I'm curious because you mentioned the modified pool play, and you guys played in Huntington in a colossal double elim, and then you've also played in the non-modified pool play. What's your favorite format to play under?
Personally, I love the modified pool play.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I think it avoids, a lot of upsets in pools that you can see by when you do a regular pool play. And it's, it's one less game the further that you go in the week, which, it does save you a little bit.
Yeah.
And it gets rid of those stupid matches where a team like a 2-0 versus an 0-2,
Right.
Yeah.
and nobody's really trying, and it's just like
Or
that's
you
not
or
sport.
you
Or
fake
forfeit.
forfeit.
So many forfeits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally did that. See, but that's their fault because they set the system up to
Yes.
where you benefit
Yeah.
if you forfeit if you have already had the pool won. So
No, it's true. No, it's true.
smart
It
to
was
take
flawed.
advantage.
Yeah, so I do like the modified pool play. Double elim is great if you're winning, but even
That big, we made it like
we made it pretty far still without
it's
losing.
just so big with that many teams.
It
It's
was
not
madness.
good.
Yeah.
I thought it was just crazy.
Is it too big, or was that
thought
like
so.
pretty fun?
I thought it was too big personally.
Yeah, I think it was too big. I think
Yeah.
it was too big. Yeah.
I mean, it was a cool concept, and like I understand like the hybrid and having that many American teams, and like to have that many with the AVP system, like we get it, but like being in it and playing, it was too big for double elim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm not nearly as familiar with the women's just hierarchy of beach volleyball as I am the men's, but I was looking at some of the men's matches in the first round, and I was like, this could very well have been the gold medal match in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah. Men's volleyball is pretty crazy.
There's
think.
a lot more parity across the men's side.
Yeah. Anyone can
But
win.
I didn't know if you guys had that sense on the women's side too. You're looking at in the round of like 32 and be like, holy cow, like we just saw this as a medal match like a week ago. Because you guys were coming off a win heading into Huntington, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had played China right before that and won there.
Yeah.
But, and it's also tough because like with all the teams, like the European teams and stuff had never seen the majority of the teams they were playing in the first couple rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like there's an adjustment period when you play against somebody that you've never faced before. Like the first set pretty much is like figuring out tendencies and tells and like how to even play them. So I mean, like we practice against a lot of American teams, so it's fine, but for the Europeans who've never seen it before and then coming into like a big event and being like, whoa, what's going on? Like that's not ideal.
Yeah. How much film do you guys watch to prepare for, say, a team you don't see much?
Lots. We try and be as prepared as possible.
Yeah.
It's tough, especially if it's a team that you've never seen before.
Right.
But usually with teams you've never seen before, there's not a ton on them.
So you guys watch a lot of film, but at what point does it become like useful in a match? Like how much does it come into play, would you say?
The way I always think about it is, when you're playing the game, you need to do you need to obviously watch for certain tendencies, but when people don't have pressure on them and when the game is in its early phases, like people are playing free and they won't necessarily do what you're seeing on film, which, it can be frustrating at times. But the thing that I've realized is when the game is on the line, that's when people will always go back to their tendencies because it's what they believe in. It's what they're comfortable with. So, what you see on video might not come into play at 5-5 or 11-10, but when the game's on the line and it's like 20-20, that is when you can take what you've learned from film. And, watching film is important to win you maybe 2 or 3 points in a set. It's not going to be, 15-point run solely based on tendencies, but if you can pick up a couple tidbits and steal 2 or 3 points when it really counts, then what you've seen on video paid off.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of this story. I was talking to Theo Brunner a while ago, and when he first started playing with Todd Rogers, they were playing against, I think it was Dave McKenzie, and he kept hitting this cut shot, and Todd basically knew it was coming, and Theo was like, we gotta stop this thing, and they were down 18-17. And then Todd picked up 3 cut shots in a row, sided them out, and then they ended up winning the match. And Theo was like, "Why'd you do that?" And Todd was like, "Well, why would I go let him know that I have that at 7-7 when I can just wait till the game's on the line and just turn it around then?"
It's so true. And people say Sarah only blocks ball. She's not creative. It's like, no. A lot of time we're letting you have what you want, but when it matters, we'll take it from you.
Yeah.
So you don't know when, you don't know what we're going to take, but we're well aware what you're doing.
We are in your head.
Yeah. It's a good mental chess match.
Totally. Exactly.
Yeah. And how nice is it, too, by the way, playing behind a 6'4"? 6'4" block?
You know what? I'll take it. I'm 6'5", but
6'5"?
I'm 6'4" is fine.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Height aside, she is incredible and such a mentor. And I honestly think that her ball control skills get overlooked because I feel like that's one of our strengths is the way that we're able to just kind of focus on pass set and kind of run an offense like that, which is incredible. And so defensively, it's awesome because we get to try so many different things and we get to run a lot of plays and it's so fun. And we're just constantly communicating. I think we really complement each other. So it's a lot of fun. It makes it fun.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like you guys have fun, too. The only time I've ever seen you guys play was in Huntington.
Ooh, which game?
I saw one of the earlier rounds, and then I watched either the semi or the bronze medal match. It was still a fun match to watch.
I mean, they were both kind of exciting. Yeah, not our best, though. The best is yet to come. Just keep waiting. Keep
I like
waiting.
that. Well, I didn't see anything in New York, if that helps. So.
Fantastic.
Now, we kind of mentioned it a second ago, but you do have a vlog. So where can we follow along with your vlog?
You guys, it is hilarious.
You know what? It's only funny because of Sarah's cameos.
When she goes to the farmer's market, it's a disaster, but in a good way, and it's so funny.
So I have a YouTube channel that was kind of really inspired because a lot of people wanted to see behind the scenes, what we do, what our lives look like, what we do on tour. So I started doing that a few times. I did it in kind of what a typical day looks like in LA, and then I did a vlog in Fort Lauderdale, which was really fun.
The day that you just went out to eat every
yeah. I also made a very, very good video, basically an excuse to eat. We went to one place to have brunch, and then I just made it a whole day of my favorite places in LA to eat. So if you're curious, yeah, it was an excellent day. And then I kind of vlogged a lot in Commonwealth Games. If you want to see behind the scenes and what the village looked like, I show you there. And I did a little bit of vlogging in New York. That was short-lived.
Quality content while it lasted, though.
Probably a minute long, but if you're curious,
short and sweet.
Yeah, so it's basically it's my name. It's Melissa Humana-Paredes on YouTube, and I also do a little bit of vlogging, I guess, on my Instagram stories. So stay tuned for this Wednesday. We'll have a special guest. Kelly Reeves and I are going to take on a farmer's market.
You guys, I'm so excited.
It's going to be
quite
fun.
a duo.
It's going to be fun, yeah.
Typical Tuesday meets Mel's vlog.
Yeah, we already had
Great.
We need to make a name for
Gucci
her.
Kelly Reeves on here.
She is
Yeah.
incredible. Love that
She's
girl.
so funny.
She's super Gucci.
My
Super Gucci.
my dad was in New York and he met Brittany Howard.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you're Team Gucci." So,
I love that it's caught on. We're actually looking for a team name as well. Maybe we can kind of, if the
we'll do an
listeners-
Insta post.
yeah.
Amazing.
And then we'll try to get
Yeah.
a team nickname maybe.
Yeah,
Actually, maybe we could arrange a giveaway.
Well, you know
that
what?
the winner, your guys' favorite team name, as dubbed by our listeners,
Okay.
can get a signed
Ooh.
Wilson ball. What
We
can
have
we give
a-
away today?
We have volleyballs we can give away.
Hey.
We got a
we need two.
a bag.
So this one, we need a team hashtag. So maybe you guys can run,
Oh, yeah,
can
okay.
do a
Okay.
thing for our team
hashtag.
Yeah.
And
But then there's some tournaments coming up in the fall that we need. We're not going by our names.
We're not going by our last names.
So
We're not going to
we
be
need-
Humana-Paredes Pavan,
whoa,
We need like
aliases.
right?
yeah.
That
like
is very confusing. Should
the
we ask why?
Canadian-
Wait, yeah, I'm curious.
Polar
Like, what kind of tournament is this?
I know we're being super.
Okay. Can we? Is it
I
allowed?
don't know. I feel like you guys are getting
We
a
don't
lot
wanna
of
get you in
exclusive
trouble.
information.
I love it.
We'll find out if it's exclusive, and if it is, then we'll just.
We
You
did
gotta cut it. You
accidentally
gotta
break
cut
the
it.
news of April partnering with Alex. So if you guys want to
Did
drop
you
any
really?
accidental breaking news on this one,
I think
Well, I'm sure you've seen the ads on
Yeah.
FIVB about the
And
King
maybe
of the
by the time-
Beach.
yeah.
Ah, yeah.
So we've been invited to play in those. You know what?
Yeah.
If you can't say this, edit it out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're not going by our names. So you need to make a team name,
Really?
like
Okay.
Golden State Warriors or something. Like
Yeah.
it has
Right.
to be just something completely
Ooh.
Yes.
random.
So we need ideas from the fans to
That's
come up
right.
with your king of the court, which we talked about a little bit with Brower Musin.
Did you?
Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
We need to talk about we need to figure out your king of the court. team
Exactly.
King
name.
of the court name, and we need a team hashtag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now our name is S&M, which, you know.
I mean,
It's cool. It's,
yeah, some people could read into that if they want, but
All right, so
Just to work on it.
where are we going to have these listeners? Do we want it comments on your vlog? Do we want it on our Instagram? What are you guys feeling?
oh,
dear.
both. What is? Should we just keep it one?
Yeah, should we do it on our Instagram too?
Yeah, like individually.
So many options.
There
Oh,
are
dear.
tons of
So
options.
many
Okay, we're
options.
gonna have to.
We're
feel
gonna.
like you're
how
better at
about
this
how
than
about
me.
let's do it on your vlog. Let's get people to check that out.
Okay,
But we're gonna post on our Instagram just to remind people
cool.
of it. But can they comment on your vlog?
100%.
Right.
Yeah,
Get her
it's gonna
some
be
more
on. It's gonna be on
followers.
YouTube.
She's
It's gonna be
growing.
on YouTube.
Yeah, that
so
thing's
will this
legit.
podcast. Everyone wave.
So go on your vlog on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can comment there.
Yeah. Cool.
Comment the hashtag and the team name, and we'll remind you of it on our Sandcast
And
podcast
then
Instagram.
Amazing.
your selections, we'll have you guys sign a ball, and the ones that the individual that gives you guys the names that you select
Yeah.
will get the signed, named
Amazing.
to be determined name signed ball.
Woohoo! Exactly.
Ooh, I like that.
This is
All right, there we go.
exciting.
Okay, sweet.
And then now you have a blog that needs updating, correct?
Yeah, once season rolls around, it's hard for me to keep up with that. But
Very informative, though.
yeah, I do try to do that.
I
haven't
checked it
forgotten
out.
about
It's
it.
very informative, and
Oh, thanks.
I like.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. There's a lot talking about just being a professional athlete from your indoor days, which we didn't talk about much here. But by the way, she was player of the year in college, where she was the national champion at Nebraska, all-time kill leader, and had a 4.0 GPA the whole time. I did have those notes.
Oh,
And then you played indoor in Italy, Brazil, Korea, and China.
yeah.
So everything we've been talking about, people, yeah, she did all that before she even stepped on the beach.
that
Isn't
just
that
proves how
incredible?
old I am. I think
She's been playing for 20 years.
An all-star.
forever.
But yeah, are you still working on that a little bit, or are you kind of just being the cameo partner in the vlog?
I've taken over more of a cameo role on the vlog,
Which she nails every
I'm
time.
actually taking in some university courses right now just for fun. So that is taking up my time with volleyball. But once the season settles down, I will be posting more frequently on that.
So, and where can our listeners find that when you're ready to go posting again?
SarahPavan.com.
SarahPavan.com. There we go.
Yeah.
And I know you got to run, so we have one quick question before you're out the door. And this is the last one that we ask all of our guests, is if you had to give a piece of advice to a young up-and-coming beach volleyball player, or even indoor, if you wanted to go back to those days, what would that piece of advice be?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for me, something that really resonates with me is to not be afraid to get outside your comfort zone. Starting this new partnership with Sarah, having to move away from home, coming to California, moving across the country, and
Getting a green card.
Going through a lot of changes and doing some things that are uncomfortable, I think it turned out for the best for me. So I think getting outside your comfort zone is super important, especially when you're out there on the court.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That is a hard question. The one that came to mind first was don't ever let people tell you what you can and can't do. People are so quick to criticize, and if I had listened to half the things people told me, I wouldn't be playing beach. I was told that I would never do anything in beach volleyball and that indoor players don't make good beach athletes. So, you do what you believe in and believe in yourself, because that's the most important thing, and you're going to have a lot of haters, so just shut them up and you do you. Do what makes you happy.
Love
All
it.
right. Awesome. Well, again, sorry for my tardiness, ladies.
No worries.
Appreciate you
made up
guys
for
hanging
it.
in there. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you,
Thanks
ladies.
for having us.
Awesome.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome back anytime. And check out the vlog, people. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Okay, now there's pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
See ya.